Imagine a world hanging on one country's supply chain like a cliffhanger. Welcome to India's blockbuster global role. Stick around, because today we're serving up 11 countries that literally can't survive without India. Yep, I said can't survive. We're talking about nations that would fall apart without India's food, fuel, tech, or manpower. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear will make you look at India not just as a country, but as the world's lifeline. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. I subscribe. And I'll personally welcome you into the family. With that said, let's get started. Number 1. How we picked the dependents. Now, before we start rattling off countries like a cricket commentator during IPL finals, let's be clear. This isn't some random list cooked up for shock value. We've got receipts. We picked these nations based on a few hard-hitting criteria. Essential imports. We're talking food, fuel, and medicine. The stuff you can't substitute with Amazon Prime delivery. Energy reliance. Countries that keep their lights on because India supplies the oil or power they need. Transit access. Landlocked nations that literally need India's ports just to breathe economically. Critical aid. When disaster strikes or the forex reserves dry up, guess who shows up with the oxygen tanks and billion-dollar bailouts? Yep, India. And here's the kicker. It's not just neighbors. It's a mix of Himalayan kingdoms, Indian Ocean economies, and even rich Gulf states. Some depend quietly, some loudly, but all of them depend. Now, let's roll into the starting lineup. Number 2. The 11 countries. Number 1. Nepal. First up, Nepal. You'd think being neighbors means shared festivals, cricket matches, and momos, but it's way deeper. Over 2/3 of Nepal's merchandise trade flows through India. And get this, nearly 100% of its petroleum comes from Indian supply lines. Almost all of Nepal's third country trade literally funnels through Indian ports. Add in Indian remittances and investments, and the picture is clear. Nepal doesn't just need India. It's plugged into India like a smartphone to a charger. Unplug it, darkness. Number 2. Bhutan. Then we have Bhutan, the serene Himalayan kingdom known for gross national happiness. But happiness doesn't move cargo. Bhutan is landlocked, and its only maritime link is through Indian ports like Kolkata. Translation. Bhutan's exports and imports hitch a ride through India's backyard. Without India's gateways, Bhutan is basically stuck in the mountains with no exit ramp. Number 3. Sri Lanka. Next stop, Sri Lanka. This one's dramatic. When Sri Lanka's economy tanked, who stepped in with a rescue package worth about $3.8 billion? India. Petrol, credit lines, forex support, buses, you name it. And let's not forget COVID. When the island gasped for oxygen, India shipped it. That's not just trade, that's survival. Without India, Sri Lanka's meltdown would have been a total collapse. Number 4. Bangladesh. Now let's talk about Bangladesh. Sure, it's got a booming garment industry, but guess where a lot of its raw materials come from? India. Cotton yarn, fuels, chemicals, essentials that power its factories and economy. And because of proximity, the trade is seamless. India is literally Bangladesh's giant supply store next door. If the shelves empty, production lines stop. Simple as that. Number 5. United Arab Emirates, UAE. Heading to the Gulf, UAE. Fancy malls, luxury cars, sky-touching skyscrapers. But the pipelines to keep that life going? India. From refined petroleum to rice, spices, and even manufactured goods, the UAE's supply chain is heavily tied to India. Think about it. Your biryani rice in Dubai, or your fuel at the pump, it probably came from India. For all its glitz, UAE's pantry has Made in India written all over it. Number 6. Singapore. And then there's Singapore, the global re-export hub. They don't just consume, they redistribute. But here's the secret. Much of what they redistribute originates in India. Refined petroleum, machinery, electronic components. India feeds Singapore's trade engine. Without Indian inputs, Singapore's export machine starts coughing. So even the Asian tiger needs a steady dose of Indian horsepower. Number 7. South Africa. When you think of South Africa, the first images that pop up are gold mines, wildlife safaris, and rugby. But behind the scenes, South Africa quietly leans on India's massive supply chain. Indian pharmaceuticals keep its healthcare affordable, vehicles and spare parts fuel its roads, and rice shipments feed millions of households. Without India's trade backbone, South Africa would have a gaping hole in its market basket. In fact, India has become such a reliable partner that South Africa's trade books practically have "Made in India" stamped across them. Number 8. China. Now here's where things get spicy. You always hear about China exporting to the world. Phones, gadgets, toys that break in a week. But guess what? China also depends on India. From cotton for its textile mills to chemicals and pharmaceuticals that keep industries buzzing, India sneaks into China's supply lines in ways most people never realize. This is global trade's funniest plot twist. The factory of the world relies on India's factory lines too. Proof that even giants need backup dancers, and India happens to be one of the best. Number 9. Netherlands. The Dutch may be known for windmills, tulips, and their cheese game, but you know what's fueling their everyday lives? Indian tea, coffee, and garments. That morning pick-me-up, probably brewed from Indian leaves. Those stylish European-ready outfits, likely stitched in India. Even in a wealthy, ultra-modern economy like the Netherlands, India's exports sneak into the daily routine. It's subtle but powerful, because without India, their caffeine levels would crash, and their wardrobes might just get boring. Number 10. United States. Here's the kicker. Even the mighty United States, the land of Wall Street, Hollywood, and Silicon Valley, has its economic arteries tied to India. From gems and jewelry that sparkle on red carpets to textiles, machinery parts, and pharmaceuticals that drive industries, India is a silent powerhouse inside the American economy. Think about it. The US may dominate global finance, but it still reaches across the ocean when it needs India's diamonds to dazzle or India's machines to move. It's a classic reminder that even big dogs need partners, and India plays that role like a champ. Number 11. Belgium. Belgium is tiny but mighty, famous for chocolates, beer, and EU politics. But what keeps its industries humming? You guessed it, India. Belgium imports a steady flow of cotton yarn, gems, diamonds, and pharmaceuticals. Without India, its diamond trade, centered in Antwerp, would lose its sparkle. Its textile industry would slow down, and even its medical systems would take a hit. India, in essence, is Belgium's behind-the-scenes power source, keeping the lights on in ways most Belgians probably don't even realize. Number 3. What depend on India really means. Let's clear this up. When I say these countries depend on India, I don't mean they casually borrow a cup of sugar now and then. Nope. We're talking economic lifelines. Think about it. Basic goods, crucial energy supplies, and key manufacturing inputs. If India suddenly slammed the brakes and said, "Sorry folks, no exports for you," these countries wouldn't just feel a pinch. They'd be in full-blown crisis mode. And here's the kicker. It's not just about the economy. It's about geopolitics. For countries like Nepal and Sri Lanka, India isn't just a trade partner. It's practically the spine holding things together. India's influence stretches far beyond price tags and shipping containers. It's about leverage, survival, and yes, power plays. You cut off those ties, and suddenly it's not just a shortage of rice or fuel. It's a ripple that can shake governments, topple stability, and leave entire nations scrambling. Number 4. Surprising facts and tone-breaking humor. Alright, let's spice it up with some facts that will make your jaw drop. Take Nepal. Nearly 100% of its oil comes straight from India. Yep, you heard that right. Almost everything. That's not dependence, that's, let's be honest, addiction. Imagine being so hooked that if India sneezes, Nepal catches the flu. Talk about having no plan B. Then there's Sri Lanka. Oh boy, this one's wild. Whenever Sri Lanka's economy crashes, and it happens a lot more than they'd like to admit, guess who swoops in like the big sibling superhero? You got it, India. Not just a bailout, but a we'll keep the lights on while you figure out your mess kind of deal. It's neighborly, sure, but let's face it. It's also India flexing its muscles as the region's emergency hotline. And then we've got Singapore, the country that runs like a well-oiled machine, efficient, shiny, futuristic. But here's the twist. India acts as its export superhighway. From pharmaceuticals to engineering goods, Indian products flow through like lifeblood, keeping regional trade buzzing. Basically, Singapore's trade efficiency is turbocharged by the fact that India keeps the goods moving. Without India, that highway slows down faster than Wi-Fi during a power cut. And there you have it, proof that India isn't just playing the global game, it's holding the rulebook for a lot of countries' survival. From Nepal's fuel pumps to Sri Lanka's bailout button, from Singapore's trade lifelines to the everyday essentials across Asia and Africa, India isn't just a neighbor, it's the powerhouse friend everyone secretly needs. So next time someone underestimates India's role, just remember, pull India out of the equation, and half the region hits panic mode. With that said, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And until next time.